Hi there. Today's presentation is a part of a larger series, and you can find the other videos in this playlist by clicking on my name below and to the left and searching the playlists for the Thought Vigilance playlist. Another way of looking at the practice of thought vigilance is as an experiment in establishing cause and effect experientially. The question is this: is the world I'm experiencing the cause of my thoughts and emotions, or are my thoughts the cause of my emotions and my experience? As we begin to establish some semblance of temporary control over our thoughts, we do begin to appreciate the fact that in those spaces between the thoughts, we are experiencing a moment of what it feels like to have no problems. If there are no problems presently in your head, you have literally no awareness of any problems. A sense of peace ensues automatically from this, but you have to take the moment to appreciate the peace. To say it another way, be present and be grateful that you have this growing capacity to be present. Now, all the research on perception and consciousness is inconclusive. It is designed that way by the ego. The ego has designed a world for us to look out upon that will not keep its promises. It is only there to confuse us and withhold a sense of certainty from us. Do not depend on your sensory perceptions to give you the evidence that this practice is working, especially not in the short term. Your thoughts and your unconscious beliefs are still too all over the place to affect a more stable experience at this point in the process. You really have to stay with the research longer than this because you haven't yet made your mind truly miracle ready as of yet. I remember that I made a crucial mistake for at least the first 6 months of my practice, in that I was putting the cart before the horse. I was expecting to see a change in the world I see, or in my experience, as proof that this was a legitimate practice, but I hadn't stabilized my belief system yet towards accepting only love as truth, so my vision of the real world was still evading me. I was still holding on to the belief that the world out there was partially responsible for my emotions. I did notice that I was gaining a more balanced emotional state despite the fact that the world was not changing in front of my eyes. I noticed that I wasn't as easy to trigger, and when I did get triggered, it wasn't as intense as before. This was teaching me that I was gaining control over my emotions as I was gaining control over my thoughts. And this was enough to teach me that my thoughts alone bring me high vibration emotions or low vibration emotions, and that therefore the practice was indeed worth continuing. You may have noticed that my channel and my website are both called Miracle Readiness. Miracle Readiness is basically a mind that has been given over to the Holy Spirit, or given over to love. It is what is achieved through patience and grace with the prolonged devotion to this practice. It has to be given time to work. This isn't a short-term research project. It just doesn't work like that. Tomorrow I'm going to start presenting the various themes of thoughts that you might want to consider letting go of. I've further honed it from, is this thought conducive to my peace, my joy, and my awareness of love? I'll start with grievance thoughts, since those were the first hurdle in my circumstances. If you're finding these ideas helpful, it would mean a lot if you liked and subscribed. And if you want to chat or share your thoughts, please leave a comment below. I do my best to respond to all of them. You can also find me on Substack at natekokernot and at my website, miraclereadiness.com. Thanks so much for joining me today.